So, Kate has got a tail pack on the bike. That means only one thing. What are we up to?
Road trip, Snowdonia, Mid Wales, up to North Wales, all the way back down again tomorrow. Full set of gear in here. Shoes, jeans, toiletries, phone chargers, you name it.
In a
all
bag
in there.
that size, amazing.
Let's go.
See you on the way. So we had a loose plan, head up through Mid Wales, then swing a left towards Aberdovey, Towyn, Fairbourne, taking that coastline, and then cut back across into Snowdonia, ending up at Betws-y-Coed. Okay, so we've just got to Machynlleth. I don't know how you pronounce it. You have to be a little bit careful with that one. We're well on our way now. So we just shot straight up here. We live just on the edge of Brecon Beacons, so it's main A roads to get up here. And now we're going to head off towards Aberdovey and around the coast, and eventually up to Snowdonia. It's warm, real warm. Summer has finally arrived in Wales. Yeah, I guess we're not used to it. Terrible summer in Wales, so we were so lucky with the weather coinciding with a couple of weeks of holiday. So we are approaching Aberdovey. This is the estuary, and then we drop down into Aberdovey town. Wonderful place, been here a few times on the bike. It's a lovely ride, so if you're in the area, yeah, this is somewhere I'd definitely check out. So we mentioned it a couple of times in this video, but it was real warm. I think it was 27, 28 degrees. So these sections going through town, or as soon as we actually stopped on the bikes, it was absolutely sweltering. Going along the open road, not too bad. However, given the bad summer that I previously mentioned, certainly wasn't going to moan about finally getting some sunshine. So this is the coast road from Aberdovey to Fairbourne. Look at the lack of traffic, fantastic. Absolutely awesome bit of road, so good. Okay, a bit of an emergency stop here with Fairbourne in the background. Got stung by a wasp or a bee or something, which is slightly unpleasant. Feels like it's on fire. It felt like it was on fire when I was riding along with my helmet on, which is not very pleasant. Luckily this lay-by came up. Very good opportunity. Yeah, so something I don't really want to repeat.
Chemist next?
Chemist, I think, maybe, get something to put on it, try and put the fire out. Shame, lovely ride. We've ridden up from Machynlleth up to Aberdovey, and now we're heading towards Fairbourne and Barmouth and on our way to Snowdonia. On these biking trips, it's always a debate what to wear. Do you go leathers? Do you go textiles? I think Kate was regretting the leather choice given how warm it was. So the bridge in the background here is Barmouth Bridge, which I believe is a railway only bridge. Might need to check that fact. But good place to stop, just get an ice cream, just rest for a bit, taking the views. And as we're riding out, just on the right hand side here is the little railway line, is the Fairbourne Steam Railway, which is a little narrow gauge steam railway, which is quite cool. So bike-wise for this trip, Kate's on a Triumph Street 765R, which she absolutely loves, and I'm on my Aprilia Tuono V4 Factory, which is probably the best bike I've ever ridden. It's comfortable, it's fast, it handles, exciting. Yeah, absolutely love this bike. So yeah, maybe these are not the two obvious bikes for touring, but when it's just one night away, you haven't got to take much stuff. It's fine. I was a bit limited on the Tuono, can't really strap anything to the pillion seat because the shape of it and so on, so rucksack, which isn't ideal, but was fine for one night. Kate, as you saw at the beginning, managed to squeeze a tail pack onto the back of her bike. So we're just heading into Snowdonia proper here. So our route, we didn't go to Barmouth in the end due to the lost a little bit of time with the emergency stop. So yeah, we carried on up, skirted around Porthmadog, and then we headed up towards Beggella to then carry on up to Betws-y-Coed. But you can see the scenery is changing rapidly. We're pulling over every 5 minutes to take in the view and take photos and that sort of stuff. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful place. By this point we were starting to get a bit tired. You know, we're used to riding, we do loads of riding, but not long distances like this. And it's not so much the mileage, but you know, 5.5, 6 hours in the seat in this heat, yeah, we were starting to feel a little bit fatigued, but the views definitely made up for it. Okay, so we're now sat in the very nice Royal Oak Hotel, just having a drink. How was the actual touring experience today? Touring's not our usual motorcycle activity.
Yeah, I think it shows it's not our usual motorcycling activity. If we'd actually been touring, then I'd be able to probably comment on that slightly easier. I'm not sure you've grasped the concept of touring, but that aside, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. What do you think about touring?
It's like full track day mode, but it gets a bit tiring after sort of 5.5 hours, so we have to slow down a bit. But we'll try and moderate things a bit tomorrow.
Could you?
Save our energy a bit.
Brilliant.
So the rough plan for day 2 was to head south to Betws-y-Coed, then on to Barla, drop down to Lake Vyrnwy, and then back down the centre of Wales, back towards home. What became abundantly clear very quickly to us is that we hadn't allowed enough time for this trip. We needed more time to explore Snowdonia, but that's good. That'll give us something to plan for next year. This really was a bit of a whistle-stop tour, to check the area out. See here, day 2 started in exactly the same way weather-wise, absolutely superb. We got going early-ish while it was a little bit cooler. Again, the road's absolutely dead quiet. This is the road from Betws-y-Coed down to Betws-y-Coed, lovely road. The views as you drop down into Betws-y-Coed, absolutely stunning. One thing I can't but not comment on, which you probably already picked up on, is the sound of the Aprilia. When I started this bike up, when I went to look at it, that sold it to me immediately. The sound is absolutely incredible, and it sounds even better when you're on the bike. Not offensively loud, but that V4 sound is something really special. Day 2 was a little bit windier, so apologies for the poor sound quality, something we need to work on. This road is the A4212 that runs from Betws-y-Coed to Barla. Absolutely superb road. If you're going to Snowdonia, I strongly recommend putting this one on your list. We don't use intercoms when we're riding, far too distracting, so all our communication between us is hand signals or head signals. I've no idea why Kate's shaking her head here. I'll have to ask her to try and find out what was going on. Okay, so we just stopped here. Okay, we just stopped here, so we've ridden from Betws-y-Coed down to Betws-y-Coed, which I think is probably the most Welsh place I've ever seen. Amazing place. And then on to the A4212 towards Barla, and that's where we're heading now. So this is a place, I think it's called Cafin Celyn. Apologies for my terrible pronunciation. This was a village basically that was flooded in the 70s to provide water for Liverpool, very, very controversially at the time. Still very controversial today. And it does go worth reading up the history if you're interested. It goes a long way to explain some of the, I guess, potentially anti-English sentiment and reasons why we live here. We've never ever experienced any of that sort of stuff, but it's an interesting story. Anyway, we're going to carry on. Enough of the history lesson. Now dropping down towards Barla, and then from them we're going to head on down to Lake Vyrnwy. You can just see Lake Barla here on the right hand side. Area that was recommended to us that we really didn't get a chance to check out, so we've added this to our list for next time. Again, just trying to squeeze too much in, I suppose, but it was a whistle stop tour, and we'll definitely be back. Get a drink. Another drink stop required here. Multiple drink stops because of the heat. Yeah, we had to stop fairly regularly. We're just about to find the road here up to Lake Vyrnwy. Unfortunately, there was a road closure and we got sent up this road that was not ideal, it's fair to say. Single track, crap all over the road, usual sort of thing, I suppose. But yeah, not ideal on these bikes. But anyway, eventually we did find Lake Vyrnwy. Okay, here we are, Lake Vyrnwy. So we're kind of out of Snowdonia now. So we made our way down through Barla. Lovely roads. What a day. How good is this weather? We're very, very lucky. Very lucky. So we're going to continue right the way around the lake and then gradually start to make our way back towards home down through Mid Wales. Enjoyed it, Kate?
Yep.
Okay, let's crack on. So a visit to Lake Vyrnwy had been recommended to us. It's a lovely lake, lovely. The road round it, got to put this comment in the context of the types of roads we've been riding. It was okay, but the views were not that great. Surprisingly, you couldn't really see much of the lake because there's so many trees and stuff. So yeah, if I came again, I'd probably just make do with a quick view from the top end of it. Lunch is fantastic in the visitor centre. I would recommend that. But yeah, it's a nice place to visit for sure. So the plan from Lake Vyrnwy was to head down towards Newtown and then Clondrid and Wales and head home. The TomTom sat-nav that I used a few times has let us down and it got totally confused. We had a bit of a detour, but anyway, we followed the outline plan in the end. So this is my favourite road, the A483 from Newtown to Clondrid and Wales, 25 miles of bend after bend after bend, very little traffic. Absolutely superb ride. I absolutely loved it, as you can probably tell. So we're nearly home now. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Kate here. I think maybe the heater got to her. It had been a long ride. What an amazing trip. I wish we had longer to do it, but it was a superb ride. The roads are fantastic. Roads all the way there and the way back. The Snowdonia itself is an absolute pleasure. I cannot wait to return. Yeah, we both thoroughly enjoyed it. Strongly recommend riding in Wales. Such an advocate for it. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We've got plenty more coming with other road trips in Wales. Yeah, ride safe and we'll see you next time.